No gallbladder, no problem. Let me tell you what I mean. I don't have a gallbladder, and I know many other people who have suffered with that same issue. They have their gallbladder taken out and they feel like they cannot lose weight. They've done everything, count calories, exercise a ton, and nothing is ever working. I had my gallbladder removed back in 2019. 2019, guys. And I noticed that it was challenging to lose weight. And if I did, it was challenging to keep it off. The reason is because the function of the gallbladder is super important. Even though the doctors tell you it's not that important, you don't need it, it's very important, especially for the digestion process. So, your liver is dropping bile constantly, and the gallbladder was holding that bile until you decided to eat something, and then it would release the amount of bile needed to break down whatever you ate. But now that there is no gallbladder there to hold that bile, it's just leaking and dripping into your intestine. Nothing is being held for later when you actually eat. So now when you eat, your food is being digested by whatever bile is available, whatever's there at the time. So now what that means? That means that the foods you normally ate before are not being processed and digested as they once were. And what does that mean? That means that now they're being stored as fat. Because unfortunately, the body can't fully digest it and process it. So it's going to put it somewhere, and it's going to put it on your thighs, your back, your butt, your stomach, or wherever else it's going to put it, because it cannot be properly digested. What food exactly will that happen with? Fat. That's why generally after you have your surgery, they tell you need to reduce the amount of fat you eat. Now, I don't know if anybody remembers that part of the aftercare instructions that the doctor gave, but after you have your gallbladder removed, one of the major things they tell you is you need to reduce the amount of fat you're eating, or you will have major digestive issues. Why? Because fat takes a while to break down. It can't just be broken down quickly anymore because there's no gallbladder there holding bile to just release as much needed to eat up that fat. It's not there anymore. And since fat is already takes longer to digest than other foods, you're going to experience no weight loss. I don't care if you're on, because I was on keto and not carnivore, but like low carb, because I was still eating vegetables. But I was like, man, like this is not working as far as losing the weight and keeping it off, because I had no idea. Silly me. I mean, yeah, I heard the aftercare instruction, but I wasn't tripping. I heard that mess and just kept on eating like it was all good. Well, it's not. Ever since I've started this low fat lifestyle, I've noticed that I have not had any digestive issues, and I have indeed been dropping weight consistently, regularly, and pretty quickly. So you're not doomed. It's not over with just because your gallbladder's been removed. You just need to change up the way you eat. So, yes, low fat lifestyle is where it's at. You don't need to exercise for 20 hours a week. You don't need to restrict your calories to 1,200 or 1,000 thinking that's going to work, because if you're still eating a lot of fat, you will not get the results that you're expecting. It just won't happen. Unfortunately, that's part of not having a gallbladder. So they told you that gallbladder wasn't important, you don't need it, but they lied, because you do need it. And if you're having gallbladder issues, this may also be a good way for you to avoid losing it. Reduce the fat. Don't make your gallbladder work so hard to process all the fat. So this is what I propose to you, because I've already been doing it for quite a bit of time, and it's not easy to just drop all the fat if you're used to consuming fat all the time. So what I suggest is you do a 4-week plan. First week, I suggest you just track everything you eat to see how much fat you're consuming every day. I mean, at the end of the week, you'll get an average. You could be eating 100 grams of fat a day, 200, 300. You never know, because you don't really know unless you track everything, right? So you just track it and see how it is for the week. I'm not saying to do any restriction. That first week, you just go ahead and track that fat and see what's going on with it. Now, by the end of the week, you'll see your average, whether it's like 100 or 150 or 200, whatever the average is. The second week, you're going to cut that in half. So if you, I don't know, are eating 100 grams of fat, average every day of the week, cut it down to 50 grams of fat every day. Just cut it down halfway. I'm not saying go down to 10. That's unrealistic, especially coming from eating a whole bunch of fat. But just cut it down. Cut it down to half that second week. So first week you tracked it. Second week you're cutting it down in half. Now, you've been eating like, say, 50 grams of fat or whatever that half number is for you. That third week, you're going to split the number again in half. So if you've been having 50 grams, you're going to split it down to 25 grams. And then the next week, you're going to split it down again. So if you've been having 25, you're going to go ahead and do 12.5 grams. Now, that's a 4-week plan. That's a 4-week plan. You let me know how it worked for you. You let me know if that scale starts moving. You let me know if you start feeling better, because I know that my stomach has been having no issues, no diarrhea, no constipation, no gas, none of the stuff that comes along with having your gallbladder removed and eating things that the body is not processing. You'll be very surprised how this works. Prioritize whole foods, fruits, juices, smoothies, vegetables, salads, lean protein. But I'm not saying go overboard with the lean protein, because protein also is a more of a process to digest for the body. See, fruits and vegetables digest easy, but even sometimes cold vegetables don't digest as easy as cooked vegetables. So prioritize fruits and vegetables. And then you go ahead and have you some lean protein, because we don't want you starving. Go ahead and have you some potatoes, some rice, some pasta, some toast, because we don't want you starving. But you're just going to make sure you keep cutting that fat. After that first week, you're going to keep cutting it in half, cutting it in half, cutting it in half for 3 weeks. And then I want you to come back here and tell me how it worked. Now, I'm not saying you got to start tomorrow, but just make a plan. Maybe you start Monday. Tracking wise. Start tracking Monday. Get you a little tracker on your phone. They free. Calorie tracker, Fitbit tracker, all these little trackers on the phone is free. You can see on Google Play Store, or you can see an Apple Play Store, whatever phone you got. Go ahead and get you a tracker and just start tracking it. I'm not saying you got to track your calories. I'm not saying anything about calories, because we're not going there with that. I'm just saying track the fat. And once you track that fat, that first week, start cutting it in half every single week. Cut in half, cut in half, cut in half. And that's a full 4 weeks. You tell me how your body feel. Come back to this video and tell me how your body feel. Actually, save this video so you can come back and tell me how you feel. Like this video so you can come back and watch it. And you can also share it with a friend who you know does not have a gallbladder anymore and who's struggling with losing weight and keeping that weight off and stomach issues. Go ahead and share that video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, because I will be coming with a lot more information that pertains to gallbladder and just weight loss in general, and the struggles of it and how we can overcome it. So again, my name is Eve from Eve's Journey. It's been a pleasure being here with you, and until next time, peace.